break before we turn to the defense opening statement, by show of hands? All right. Defense ready to give your opening statement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Spradley, you may proceed.
Good morning. You all sat through a very long process of jury selection, and it took a week for us to pick you all. We started at 196 jurors, and now you are the ones that have been chosen to sit and be judges in this case. And that was for a reason, because you all were the ones that were able to make it through the process to guarantee that Mr. Terry and the state of Florida will be guaranteed a fair trial in this case. You agreed that you would be able to presume Mr. Terry innocent and require the state to prove this case beyond a reasonable doubt through evidence and not just through speculation. The state came up here and told you about what they anticipate their evidence will show in the case. But you're the ones that are going to determine the true facts of what happened in this case. What the state says is not evidence. The evidence comes from the witnesses and from the testimony and exhibits that you're going to hear. And you all determine what are the true facts of what happened in this case. What happened to Kay Baker and who caused her death. They have to prove that to you. And you will not hear, as Mr. Diaz said, any witness that's going to tell you that they saw what happened to Ms. Baker that caused her death. You're not going to see any kind of video that's going to show what happened that caused Ms. Baker's death. You should listen to what the evidence is that's presented and what it means. This case is what we'll call a circumstantial evidence case. What it means is that there's going to be pieces to the puzzle that the state is going to, at the end, and as Mr. Diaz just did, try to paint a picture with those pieces. But you're to listen to all of those pieces critically and determine for yourselves what they mean. Pay attention to the evidence that's going to be at the scene and the evidence that's also missing. Pay attention to the blood evidence that Mr. Diaz talked about and to the injuries. Ms. Baker's injuries and Mr. Terry's injuries. Pay attention to the areas that were searched and what was found. As Mr. Diaz stated, there was never a murder weapon retrieved in this case. The areas that were contaminated, how the first responders did respond, what their actions were, where they went, and what they looked for. Listen to what the witnesses say when they are being questioned by the defense as well as what they're saying to the state. Remember that we are the ones that always go last. So we're asking that you reserve your judgment as you agreed to do and formulate your opinion at the end. Once you hear all of the evidence and you put all the pieces together and you hold the state to their burden in this case, you will find Mr. Terry not guilty of the murder of Kay Baker. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, we are going to take a short morning break since it is almost 11 o'clock and I intend to release you for lunch sometime between 12 and 12:30.